Happy 2024! We're at war. Allow me to recap what has been happening.
On the 14th of May 1948, the State of Israel was born out of multiple agendas. On one hand, we have Zionism, a movement that believes that the Jewish people deserve a home in the biblical lands of Israel and Judah, essentially Jerusalem and the surrounding area. Given the context of the diaspora, many agree. On another hand, we have settler colonialism, at the time embodied through the actions of Great Britain. This movement aims to assimilate new areas of a nation's territory by taking it with force and displacing the original populace. This is a great way to gain new resources, and in this less developed area, there were plenty. Finally, there were large groups of Jewish people, traumatized by the Holocaust and still afraid of danger, who wanted safety. Their wish was granted. The State of Israel provided a home for the Jewish people, but the people in power kept their own agendas. They created a dreamlike illusion in which Israel was the good guy, but most of all, the only hope. In reality, the fire that had rained down upon the Jewish people during the Holocaust had now been aimed in exactly the opposite way, in the direction of all the neighboring countries. Over time, the conflict came to rest, and the country was allowed to grow and prosper. Israel became one of the most prosperous countries in the Middle East, but they needed military might to uphold this dream, which they found in their ally, the United States of America. The US, having built itself on the idea of manifest destiny, saw many good things in Israel and their relationship. They became friends. The problem is, countries could not be founded upon lies or war. Upholding your nation will require increasingly high costs to invest in disinformation and armed conflict. There is no stable balance to be found if you are constantly fighting against the natural order of things. Thus, the foundation that once was became threatened over time and needed more resources to sustain itself. Israel and the US found an answer through the expansion of their territory, the gas field off the coast of Gaza. By now, 3/4 of a century had passed. The city of Gaza, which had been placed under siege in 1948, had since birthed its own form of aggression, Hamas, an armed resistance movement and a child of war. This party seized control of the Gaza Strip and swore animosity towards Israel. This became an obstacle, which let the expansion of the State of Israel go no further.
The Jewish people still did not know. They were told this was their enemy. They were kept ignorant by their rulers who were dividing the Palestine state between the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Their rulers played divide and conquer on the Palestinian people and said it's all their fault to the Jewish people, but neither force backed down.
Now, the conflict has risen to a point where talking is no longer an option. Lies became suffering, suffering became hate, hate became fear, and fear became fire. The ceasefire will not come, it will never come. When Hamas attacked, the true nature of its rulers was revealed. This time, however, the whole world was watching. Decades of internet and social media had created knowledge channels far beyond the comprehension of any single human being. Nowadays, if something meaningful happens, we know. Before the eyes of the world, a genocide unfolded, and there was nothing that humanity could do about it. The illusions that they were living under began to crack and fall apart. The dreams in which they were began to shatter and ushered in a new reality of a living nightmare. They are now at war with themselves.
Everything is about to change. The conflict has brought about incredible tensions within the United States. They found themselves in an unfortunate position on the world stage. The only thing that is needed is that armed individuals within the nation organize themselves and they delve into civil war. As they do, they pull out of Israel because they can cope no longer. Turkey and Iran, who have warned Israel for consequences, will be out to seek revenge along with the rest of the Arab world. Saudi Arabia and the oil states will remain neutral, but will profit immensely of the war and will fuel it. Russia, who has been fighting Ukraine, has been weakened and preoccupied and will not be able to broker for peace. Africa, who has been seeing war in Sudan and Congo, South America has been seeing chaos and tensions rise. As oil states Russia, Saudi Arabia, and China have been seeking to grow their influence, China, sinful China, will wait and wait and wait, and Europe, the peaceful hub of collaboration within the world, will find themselves suffering and facing the consequences as the world delves into global warfare. I know that it is frightening, and you are not wrong to say that this need not have been the way, but it seems it is our demons fighting here. The people waging this war are not doing so for the benefit of our planet. They are doing it for themselves. Their actions reflect only selfish dreams.
They have long forgotten what it means to be human. They have become corrupted with power and think of themselves as God. This is the ultimate sin. I, Thormir, god of death, hereby invoke war upon humanity. May the fires burn until the tyrants die.
Remember which side you are on. Find your friends, embrace your neighbors, fight the oppression. Remember which side you are on. You are on the side of truth, of love, and of peace. You are human, just human. Amor vincit omnia. Free Palestine. Remember Gaza. Share this video.